This is a summary of press releases from Japanese electronics manufacturers on 21st November.
Okay, so let's jump right in with our first story. It comes from Mitsubishi Electric, and it's a really significant strategic move they're making in the Middle East.
So the big news here is that Mitsubishi Electric is now the full owner of AG MELCO Elevator Company. They've been partners for a long time, but now Mitsubishi has bought out all the remaining shares from their partner Al Investment, or AGI. This basically makes AG MELCO a wholly owned subsidiary.
And this table really lays it out nicely. You can see the shift pretty clearly. I mean, AG MELCO was a joint venture for an incredible 50 years, and now it's moving from being a partnership to becoming a fully integrated part of the Mitsubishi Electric family. It's really the end of an era for that collaboration and the beginning of a whole new, more centralized strategy.
So you might be asking, why do this now? Well, it's all about strengthening their global building systems business. They see this huge growing demand, not just for new elevators, but for the maintenance and modernization of older ones. That's a really profitable market. This acquisition gives them direct control to really go after that growth across the Middle East, South Asia, and Africa.
And the advantages of doing this are pretty clear. By bringing AG MELCO completely inside the tent, so to speak, Mitsubishi can just streamline everything. They can pool all their resources, make decisions way faster without needing to consult a partner, and just generally be a lot more competitive and efficient in the region. It's all about being more agile.
All right, next up, we're shifting gears from corporate moves to some seriously cutting-edge technology. Sharp, along with a whole group of partners, has just announced a major breakthrough in wireless communication that could, honestly, change everything.
First off, what are we even talking about here? Terahertz waves. Okay, think of it like this. If 5G is a super fast highway for data, then terahertz waves are like a private teleportation system. It's this ultra-high frequency that can handle just insane amounts of data, the kind of data that future tech like advanced AI, truly immersive VR, and whatever comes after 5G, like 6G, is going to need. And a breakthrough like this, well, it doesn't just happen in one company's lab. As you can see, this was a massive team effort. We're talking 11 different organizations, a real who's who of research institutes, universities, and tech giants like Sharp, all working together on this single challenge.
So the team basically had to solve three huge problems to make this work. First, they had to shrink the antenna down to a ridiculously small size, smaller than a cubic centimeter, so you can actually fit it in a phone or a headset. Second, they figured out how to aim the data beam with incredible precision. And third, they built a smart system to manage the whole network so it all runs smoothly. Nailing these three things was the key.
So what's the result of all that hard work? Well, look at this number, 100 gigabits per second. That's the speed they successfully transmitted wirelessly in their tests. To give you some perspective, that is fast enough to download a whole bunch of 4K movies in like a single second. It's just a mind-boggling amount of data moving through the air.
And for our final story today, we're making another switch, this time from hardware to software. We're going to take a look at how NEC is using AI to make life just a little bit easier for doctors.
Anyone who's seen a doctor use an electronic health record system knows they can be clunky. They're often super complicated. So what NEC has done is create this fantastic before and after scenario. Before, doctors were stuck hunting and pecking through endless menus. Now, with this AI, the system actually analyzes what they're doing and suggests the most likely next steps as simple little tiles.
So, what's the magic here? Well, it's powered by a sophisticated transformer AI model. You've definitely heard of this technology. It's the same kind of engine that runs things like ChatGPT. And what makes it so smart is that it doesn't just look at what a doctor does most often. No, it understands the context, the entire sequence of their actions. It learns the whole workflow, which makes its predictions incredibly accurate and helpful.
And here is the number that really says it all: 84%. In their evaluation, this AI-assisted system reduced the amount of time doctors spent just operating the mouse by about 84%. I mean, that is a huge chunk of time and frustration saved, freeing them up to focus on the patient.
And of course, they're not stopping here. NEC plans to build this AI right into its main electronic health record system. And they want to make it even smarter by feeding it more data, like the patient's diagnosis. It's all part of this bigger vision for what they call a smart medical record, one that actually works with the doctor, not against them.
And that brings us to the end of our briefing today.
It's really interesting when you step back and look at these stories together. You've got business, hardware, and software all pushing towards making our world faster, smarter, and way more efficient. It really makes you wonder, right?
If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving it a like.